You know what we need? We need somebody like George Soros on our side. The closest we've got, you could technically say that Elon Musk is on our side because he bought X and now he's MAGA. Okay, he did the ultimate rich billionaire move from a media perspective in getting X, but you don't see him out there hitting the other areas like Soros is. Soros is spreading out, whereas Musk made one huge and extremely important purchase. Soros is out there buying radio stations. He's buying newspapers. He's buying district attorneys. He's buying, he's pinpointing little victories. He might drop 50,000 here, 50 million there, but you don't see him dropping 50 billion or even a billion on any individual project. That's not his style. His foundation does, but usually even that is more of an international thing and not so much of an effect here in America. But we need somebody like that. We need somebody, a better version of Bill Gates, a conservative version of Bill Gates, for example, or Soros, or whoever. And especially as it pertains to media, because Soros is out there buying up everything that he can. He's expediting it through Biden-Harris regime's various bureaucratic agencies. Pick the one that fits, and he's going to work with them to fast track it because that's what they do. They utilize their power to advance their partisan goals. And I'm not talking about partisan goals as in like their partisan ideology. I'm talking about literally just helping their own party, such as pushing to expedite a foreign entity, very rich entity, buying up and taking control of our media. There are certain things that should be sacred here in the United States of America. And our freedom of the press, that's definitely one of them. But it should be about disseminating the truth. George Soros, anything that he touches is not going to disseminate the truth. It's going to tell lies. And it's funny that the left is so conscious and concerned about misinformation and disinformation. You don't see a single one of them saying, hey, it's kind of weird that a foreign national is going to start to get involved in our media, whether it's, newspapers, television, radio, podcasts, Rumble shows. Be sure to go to jdrucker.com/rumble and subscribe to me there. But I digress. There's an article we have over at jdrucker.com titled, Soros makes another move to control American media. Where are the rich conservatives? It's a good question. I don't know if there's a really good answer. In a blatant display of political maneuvering, the Biden-Harris regime has hastened George Soros' purchase of Audacy, a behemoth media conglomerate comprising over 200 radio stations across 40 markets. While Republicans are rightfully outraged, one can't help but wonder why rich Republicans aren't following suit in utilizing similar, out-of-the-box strategies to sway public opinion. Senator Tom Cotton recently took to his pen, sending an urgent letter to FCC Chairwoman Jessica Rosenworcel on October 10th. He demanded clarity on why the commission expedited this deal with a Soros-backed nonprofit mere weeks before the election. How can we trust an agency that seems ready to bypass national security reviews for foreign-funded purchases? Now, unfortunately, Republicans, especially in the Senate, tend to do this. Their go-to move, if they can't get a public hearing so they can spit out sound bites for whatever ambition they have going, their second favorite move is to send harshly worded letters to a whole bunch of people that may read it, may not, but definitely won't abide by it. They just send those letters. And maybe if we get that majority, we'll see if it's going to be different this time, but I'm not holding my breath. Other Republicans, like Senator Ted Cruz and Representative Chip Roy, have joined the chorus decrying the politically charged decision, which was allegedly made along party lines in a 3-2 vote. Of course it was. But let's face it, nobody expects the FCC to reverse course here. As Soros extends his reach deeper into media, just as we approach what promises to be a tight race in 2024, conservatives are understandably concerned about what this means to our political landscape. David D. Smith, is executive chairman of Sinclair Broadcast Group. He said, he said, what you now have is a left-wing Looney Tune who has access to millions of people in every market in the United States of America. That's scary. And he's right. For too long, conservative voices have been marginalized or outright persecuted within mainstream media channels, something only amplified by moves like these from unaccountable billionaires, foreign billionaires, wielding their financial power without remorse. And for us, without recourse, because there's just not much we can do. Well, you could stop listening. Okay, but that's not a solution. They don't care if we listen. They don't. They want to take conservative radio, and by them, I'm talking about George Soros and Alex Soros. They want to take conservative radio because that's the last bastion of true conservatism. Corporate media, leftist. Okay? You think, oh, well, what about podcasting? Yeah, I would say we have a slight advantage there. But when it comes to public radio, talk radio, we have always enjoyed, for at least decades, we've enjoyed a very strong set of control over what is broadcast on the radio. Soros wants to change that. Of course he does. Scott Walker, president of Capital Research Group, echoes sentiments reminiscent of the late journalist Andrew Breitbart when he asked, what is the art of the conservative billionaire? Soros, by contrast, makes big investments like this huge radio play. If conservative donors, and he's specifically talking about mega donors, don't invest more, the damage to our country's culture will only worsen. Understatement in multiple regards. Number one, for him to say huge radio play, it is the radio play. For him to call them conservative donors investing more, let's make sure that we don't take that to mean that they should be investing in donating to campaigns and let the politicians and the bureaucrats and let them handle this. No, this is up to us. This is up to somebody out there. If you or somebody you know is very rich, I'm laughing, and it is a little bit funny to ask this, but it's true. If you or somebody you know is a conservative, is rich, and wants to make an impact, get in the game. Buy a media outlet. Buy 10 media outlets. Buy radio stations. Buy whatever you can. Buy Drudge. Nah, don't buy Drudge. Just buy the Liberty Daily. Let me continue to run it. Everything will be fine. But you get the idea. Where are they? They should be out there, and they don't have to pull an Elon Musk, by the way. They don't have to invest like $50 billion. That was a one-off. That was the ultimate power play. Great. Good on him. But we do need people that will invest $1 million, $5 million, $10 million, $30 million, maybe even $50 million. And let's get more control. Because here's the thing. People say, well, no, we should have news that's unbiased. No such thing. So if we can't have unbiased news, because I would like that too. If we can't have unbiased news, then we need to have conservative news. And it needs to have a broader reach. Right now, don't even get me started on Fox News-controlled opposition. Right now, we don't have a representative of conservatism in television corporate media. I know we got Newsmax, we got OAN, RSBN, but they're reaching like 0.01% of the population, right? We are in desperate need to reach more people. And you see people like Jeff Bezos buying the Washington Post. Where's our Jeff Bezos? You see Bill Gates and once again Soros involved in fact checkers and all that stuff. Where's our Bill Gates? Of course, Soros buying radio stations, buying district attorneys, buying all these things. He's not just out there, okay, well, let's donate to Kamala and let's donate to a bunch of lower down ballot Democrats. That's what we do. Our mega donors. It's like, okay, well, we've got to fix this. Let's get a check over to Mitch McConnell's Senate Victory PAC or whatever it's called. He's only got $400 million in there, and he's totally giving it out to anybody who's going to abide by his neocon rhino perspectives, and not give it to anybody such as Ted Cruz, who desperately needs it right now, who's in a tight race in Texas. Mitch McConnell's not going to do that, but hey, just donate to those guys. No. Roll up your sleeves. Get your hands, and I'm serious when I say contact me. jdrucker.com/talk. jdrucker.com/talk. That'll come directly to me. If you or somebody you know is rich and wants to invest into media outlets, whether purchasing, building, renovating, whatever. It's not that hard. I know how to do it. To be clear, just before anybody, I'm not asking any millionaire to send me money. I'll just tell you how to do it. I don't even have to even be involved. I can tell you which ones are ripe. I can tell you which ones can work. I can tell you which ones can improve, which ones are lost causes, which ones are controlled opposition. That's the beauty of doing what I do with the Liberty Daily and America First Report. I get to keep my finger on the pulse of conservative and alternative media. I guarantee you one thing, though. If we did have a George Soros type on the conservative side of the fence, living here in the United States of America as an American citizen, to be clear, let's make sure we get that in there, then there would be no question that InfoWars would already be saved by now. I know that Alex Jones isn't everybody's cup of tea, but if George Soros were on the right and doing what he's doing, using his strategy, he would look at InfoWars and he would say, we could probably get a very strong and patriotic network company, and we could mold it into something perhaps a little bit less volatile, or maybe not. I mean, I wouldn't want that. I let Alex Jones do Alex Jones. Let Owen Schroyer do Owen Schroyer. Okay, if it were me, if I were a billionaire, I would buy them and say, okay, go do what you're doing. Go be you. Just try not to get sued again. But no, we don't have anybody like that. Where is the money? The money's being sent off to super PACs, put into the bank, dropped into some bank accounts in what is it? What's their favorite place now? It's no longer a Swiss bank account. What is it? Oh, I forget. I would know. I bank at the local credit union. I mean, what are they doing with their money? If not just letting it sit there and do nothing. They should be using it just like George Soros, Bill Gates, and the like. They should be using it to try to save America. And that does not mean just donating a bunch of money to Republican politicians. The two best places to keep up with my work are my X account at JD Rucker or my Substack, jdrucker.substack.com, jdrucker.substack.com.